Okay, Dad, can you tell me a story about when you worked at Marineland?
Okay. Uh, well, I first worked there my summer after graduating from high school. And my first job was what they called a corridor guide. And you didn't do much, just directed people around, told them where to go. You sat in a little booth and sold programs between shows, and it was kind of uh, boring job. But the next summer, I went off to college, and then I applied for the relief diver job. Uh, the diving job was a hard hat job. You wore the canvas diving suit and a big metal helmet. And so I got that job uh, my second summer, and it was interesting. Uh, I had about 3 days of training, and then they threw you in there and started doing it. And at Marineland, there were two big tanks. One was the circular tank where they had porpoises, trained porpoises, and you did a show underwater there. Made a couple of circuits around the tank, feeding the porpoise from underwater. People looked through portholes and took pictures and all that. And then you came up out of there and ran over to the rectangular tank and went down in there, and that's where they had all the fish, the sharks, the barracuda, triggerfish, sea turtles, moray eels. They had everything. And so you made one circuit around there underwater, and people took pictures of everything. You fed the fish out of a metal basket, and then that was the end of the diving part of the show. And then everybody went into the stadium where they had the trained porpoises and did all that. And so I did that for, I think, the next 2 summers. And then I decided I'd like to do something different. So I applied for the relief announcer's job, and I got that. And so I was an announcer for the shows, and but then I could do both. So if I went to work with my announcing uniform on, and one of the divers called in sick, well, they pulled me off announcing job, and I'd have to dive. So, but it was very interesting job. A lot of very interesting experiences with the fish and with the porpoises, and it was a very unique job to have as a summer job while you're going through college. But I worked there for till 1969 through 69, and really enjoyed it. So that was it was a lot of fun and very interesting. Learned a lot about marine life while I was doing it, and one of the advantages of living in a tourist town in Florida.
Yeah.
Okay, that's about 5 minutes.
Okay. One other question. Looking back, would you do it again?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Would I do it now? Probably not.
Right.
I mean, but I was 18 to 25 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And I did. It was fun then, but there were it was dangerous. I mean, there were dangers in it. You could get bit by something, or which I never got bit bad, but. And then there could be a power failure and you're underwater without any air. So there were things like that. So I would think more about that now than I did then. I
Right.
didn't think about that part of it when I was doing
Right. You're invincible when you're 20 years
it.
old.
Mm-hmm. Just
Yeah.
about.
Well, thank you so much for your story.
Okay, you're very welcome.